Okay, perfect. I'm going to start my cool presentation. All right, so you guys probably already know about entry level. So I won't spend too long on this slide, but basically we're trying to help you learn and get experience so that you can talk about that experience in job interviews and stuff, so you can get hired. Yeah, so some rules: please be respectful. Don't spam the chat. Writing down what country you're calling in from is totally fine and encouraged. I love to see like your experiences and share cool things you're up to, but like just don't spam a lot of things. And then keep your mics muted unless you want to ask a question. So to ask a question, you can just type in the Zoom chat, or you can unmute by raising your hand on Zoom. So you unmute by pressing Alt Y on Windows or Option Y on Mac. And then if you're on your phone, you can press the 3 dots at the bottom right. And I think there's a raise hand option. And then if you're calling from your phone, I think it's *9 to raise your hand. So when we get to the Q&A part of the session, I'll ask you to raise your hands if you have questions, or like put in the chat, and then that's when I can answer some of them. But right now, like I have a bunch of questions that I prepared based on some questions you submitted. So hopefully I'll answer some at the very beginning. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I'm gonna answer some FAQs first, and then we can jump into your specific questions. But before I do that, I wanted to ask about your experience. So what has been your progress so far? Are you, number 1, not done your portfolio yet? Number 2, you're done and you haven't submitted, or you have already submitted, or like another option, and then put it in the chat. So you can just write like 1 or 2. All right, so most people, it looks like, are not done your portfolio submission yet, which is totally fine, because the deadline isn't until like 3 days from now, I think. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so don't worry about you can see you're not alone, right? There's a lot of people who are still working on their portfolio submissions. So hopefully we can all get it done in the next few days. Ooh, somebody has done and or finished their portfolio. That's great. Congratulations. Okay, other people have not started. That's totally okay. You're not alone. There's a lot of people who also haven't finished or haven't started their portfolio yet. You still have a few days to get it in, and I can go over more details about it in a bit. All right, so this is actually what happens if you don't meet the deadline. Unfortunately, you wouldn't get a refund on your commitment bond, and then you would not get a certificate, because if you don't submit, that means you didn't complete the course. But you do get permanent access to the program, so you can finish it on your own time. So these are the deadlines up here. It's like next Monday or something. You might have to convert UTC to your own time zone, so you can just Google that. And then you can, after the portfolio deadline, there's the peer review deadline, so you have to meet both of those. Yeah, so it's like you just don't get refund and certificate, but you can always try again later. Okay, so Sam says, I thought there was a 2-week extension. I'm not too sure about that, but I will get clarity on that from the rest of my team, and then probably email it back to you. Okay, so the email said 16th and 23rd. You might have to double check in your like app.entrylevel.net, because that will be most accurate. It might be different depending on time zones, but just know it's like in a few days, and then like 1 week after the portfolio deadline. So basically it's like coming up. Yeah, so it'll definitely be after the weekend. So you have this weekend to work on it, and then I believe the deadline is like sometime early next week. I'll double check the timings for you in a bit. Okay, perfect. So with the extension, unless we grant an extension for everyone, we don't grant extensions for individual people unless it's for health reasons. Because if we don't do it for everyone, like it's not fair if we give you special privileges, because like everybody who submitted on time would have earned their certificate, whereas if we gave somebody an extension, it would be like kind of unfair. Yeah, so hopefully it is understandable. But sometimes if a lot of people are like, oh no, we are having trouble with this, like technical difficulties, or like, I don't know, there's a countrywide blackout or something, then, and if we get a lot of emails, like we can understand. So sometimes we do extend it for everybody, but it requires a lot more work from us. So it depends on like how many people ask us and like how many people have technical difficulties. Oh, and if you have an error submitting your portfolio, you can just email support@entrylevel.net and we can help. Yeah, so just email us and we'll just make sure to work something out for you. Yeah, so really no extensions usually, but sometimes we do it. I don't know if we're gonna do it this time. It's just better to submit it while you can, because then you can like get it off your mind. And yeah, so then if you miss the deadline, you can probably just try again in the next cohort or do the program on your own time, because if you miss the deadlines, then you would just get access to the whole program content and you can just work on it whenever you want, but you wouldn't get the peer review or the certificate because you would have missed the deadlines. So if you need help with some of the tasks in your portfolio, you can ask your Discord team. If you go to app.entrylevel.net and you log in, there's a thing on the side that says Teams, and you can just click that for instructions on how to join if you haven't already joined. You can also email us at support@entrylevel.net, but most of my team is in the Australian time zone, so I feel like the time zones are a bit weird and you might get a slower response. Yeah, so like if you haven't gotten an email back, maybe just follow up with us or like send me a personal email and then I'll follow up with my team. Yeah, I'll leave my email in the chat. It's jennifer@entrylevel.net. Yeah, and then my team will follow up. But the best bet is to go to Discord and then like tag entry-level staff, and that's like the fastest way. You can also ask your team members for help, and most of them are probably in the same time zone as you, so it should be like you should get faster responses. Okay, so we also sometimes get questions about a premium package. So this happens at the end, like after you submit everything. Sometimes we'll ask you, like, do you want the premium package? So this is what you get. Sometimes we see people share this premium certificate. It has some badges. So like if you submit everything in time, you get the on-time badge, for example. But you still get a certificate if you choose to get a refund and not get the premium package, because like the certificate just looks not like this, like it doesn't have the badges. In the past, I think some people were like, I want the fancy certificate with the badge, so they got the premium certificate instead of getting the refund. You also get continued access to the course content. So basically, if you choose to get a refund, you won't have access to course content anymore. But if you let us keep your money, either like you didn't finish the program and like we keep your money because you didn't finish, or you let us keep your money because you want the premium package, then you would get continued access to all the course content. But to be honest, when I took the entry-level course, I just took super detailed notes because I had the time to, and I just like kept my notes. But if you didn't have time to take detailed notes and you want to go back to the course content, maybe you can consider the premium package. You also have access to a job seeker kit. So we try our best to set you up for success. And this kit has like, it's a big document, like you can see here, with all of these details to help you in your job search. And we also have a resume template. And then there's also a reference letter. And you can see like a preview of it here. we basically write a reference letter for you. And if you earn some badges, we make sure to note down which badges you earned and what they mean. Oh yeah, and then to get the premium package, you just opt out of the refund and then you basically let us keep your money. Okay, and then we also had some questions about what's next after the program. So whether you complete the program or not, you can check out our other levels. Right now, we just have level 2 and 3 for data analyst program, but the other ones are coming soon. We actually only have a team of like 10 people. So lots of, it's very busy over here. Oh, and then follow our social media for more tips. I love sharing information, learning tips, things like that, because I manage our social media. So you can follow our social media if you want more free learning. We have Instagram, Twitter. I think we have like all the social medias. You can just follow us at EntryLevel Programs. And then I also made this workbook to help you. It's for your job search. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. Yeah. So you can just copy paste that into your browser. I'll also include it in the email that I send out after the session. And then you can basically use this to help with your job search. It has some like fill in the blank stuff that you can work on, and it'll guide you through the job search process from interviews to resumes to like finding the job. Okay, so the last thing is I had some interviews with people who were students of EntryLevel, and they were super awesome. And if you want to hear their stories and how they got jobs after EntryLevel, you can check out go.entrylevel.net/interviews, and I just put the link in the chat. So feel free to copy paste that into your browser as well. We've had people who earned like 6 certificates in data. Her name is Alexa. She's amazing. And then we had people who use EntryLevel to get a job, who leveraged their LinkedIn for scholarship opportunities, and a product manager who worked on a bunch of products after her EntryLevel experience. So you can listen to those interviews. I actually typed out the transcript. So if you don't want to listen, or if you have poor internet connection, you can just read the transcript. It's all there in that link I put in the chat. Okay, I'm going to take a break now and look at the chat questions. So somebody's saying there's a 2-week extension. Okay, if there actually is, that's great. But I think you should still try to get your work done early, just to like get it off your mind, you know. I will get clarity on that though from my coworkers, because I'm the one who manages the social media and stuff, and the one who manages the deadlines is someone else. So I just asked them. So someone's asking, can we update our previous submissions or workings when submit our portfolios? So yeah, your portfolio is like a compilation of everything that you work on throughout the program. So if you wanted to change it, you can. If you want to like improve it, I strongly encourage you to do so. So you can definitely do that if you want. This portfolio, you can update it whenever you want, honestly, because if you want to show the portfolio to your employers or like potential interviewers, or even share it on your social media, you want to make it the best that you can. So always updating and improving it is great. Someone's asking if they can connect with me on LinkedIn. Of course, just make sure to leave a note that you're from EntryLevel. So I'm going to leave my LinkedIn in the chat. I think if you search Jennifer Joe, CHOU, you can find me, but that's my LinkedIn link. Okay, someone says, why not expand your team? I'm ready for a job at EntryLevel. We'll see. We do have access to all your portfolios and stuff, but we're not hiring right now. But if we are, I will keep that in mind. Okay, someone's asking if we have a workbook for VC program. Wait, I have something for you. We don't have a workbook, but we have a bunch of VC Ask Me Anything events. They were on our Twitter because we hosted some Ask Me Anything events with like real world VCs, and they gave a bunch of advice that was really good. So if you go to our Twitter, it's like somewhere there, but I'll also make sure to link it somewhere in the email. So just be sure to open the email when I send it out later today. Okay, someone's asking when we're going to start level 2 on product management. It won't be for a few months. because we had to put like development for that course on hold for a bit, but you'll probably get an email when we do release it. Okay. So yeah, I think you just have to double check your emails and app.entrylevel.net for the actual deadline date. Okay. So someone's saying won't be able to meet the deadline. Can I get access to the premium package? So unfortunately, the premium package here, all of this stuff is only available for people who complete the course. Hopefully you can understand, because like it includes a certificate and a reference letter, and like you have to complete the program and submit all your things to get this. Because it would be weird if we just gave a certificate for somebody who didn't complete the program. But if you really can't submit this time, you can always try again in the next cohort. So you would have to enroll again and like pay the commitment bond again. And then the premium package just means you let us keep the commitment bond that you paid. So hopefully that answered your question. Okay, somebody says 3 missions left to be completed. I can meet up with a deadline. Yes, you can do it. I believe in you. You can email me if you need help. I probably won't be available this weekend, but like, yeah, email me or like go on the Discord and ask people. Just like go through it, have the motivation, and you will be able to do it as long as you have that mindset. Okay, someone's asking about Scrum Master. So this meeting is actually more like general instead of program specific, because a lot of people from all the different programs have different questions or like have the same questions. But if you have specific program questions, you can just email support@entrylevel.net or like tag EntryLevel staff on Discord. So when are we going to start level 2 course on data analysis? You can start it like right now. Oh, the deadline to sign up is like in 2 days as well. So you can go to our website here. I will link our website, entrylevel.net. So just put entrylevel.net and then yeah, you can literally enroll right now. Okay, oh my gosh, so many questions are coming in, which is great. I love the engagement. Okay, so there's a blackout in my area for a month. We can see what we can do. Usually we don't make exceptions for individual people, but only if like there's a lot of people talking about it, or if you have a medical issue and you send us documents of it. But I think you should email support@entrylevel.net and then see if you can make your case. If there's any other people in your program or on your team on Discord that also experiences blackout, maybe you can encourage like a mass email thing. My coworkers are going to be so mad at me because they're going to get flooded with emails, but you know, it's something that can help you guys, I guess. Okay, someone's asking about the next cohort. That actually, the deadline is in like a few days, so like on Monday after the weekend. So you have to enroll before then to join the August cohort, and that one starts next Wednesday. And it goes from August to September, and all the deadlines are in September. So we have new cohorts every single month. So if you can't make the August one, you can try for the September one or the October one. And then my email is just jennifer@entrylevel.net. So if you're not getting answers to your questions on support@entrylevel.net, you can put questions in the Discord and tag EntryLevel staff, or you can just email me and I'll see what I can do. Okay. Oh, somebody also has 3 missions left, so I believe you can do it. You have this weekend to get it done. I manage our LinkedIn, right? So we have a lot of people who were posting their stories on LinkedIn. There was somebody who had like medical issues, somebody who was super busy with another job, and they were like, oh, I almost gave up, but then I persevered and now I got this premium certificate. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so inspiring. So there have been students like you who like persevered and ended up completing it, and they were so proud of themselves. And they just shared their story on LinkedIn and tagged us, and it was amazing to read. Awesome. So the next question is, after the completion, do we come back to Discord if we have any questions? Oh, okay. So I'm actually trying to get my team to create this community for people who've taken our entry-level programs and completed it. So I actually created a form for if people would like to join our alumni community. And I will link that form somewhere in the email because I put it somewhere, but I can't find it. Yeah, so I'll link it in a bit. So just make sure to open that email from us after this, and all the important stuff will be there. Okay, so I want to know if it's compulsory to use the listed medium for product designers to submit their portfolio. Yeah, so like the portfolio, I think it has to be like PDF, or like some people use Canva and they export it as PDF, so you probably have to use that. It's different for every program, I think. So please just like check app.entrylevel.net and look at the details there. Oh, I found the link. So this is the link for community on Discord. So if you're interested in getting access to a community on Discord, then fill out that form, please. I'm trying to tell my coworkers that, like, I'm trying to get them to do this. Because I really would love to chat with all of you and like share cool opportunities and resources in that community. Okay, so if there's a blackout in your area, maybe just make a case at support@entrylevel.net, and my coworkers will, if they get spammed with emails, then maybe they'll do something. Don't spam them too much, but yeah. Okay, so somebody's asking about some extension. Okay, if there actually is an extension, yeah, it would be across our programs because we want to be fair to everyone, right? Okay, I think I'm gonna pause the questions there and go back to them later. But oh, I literally had the alumni community here. So I just sent the link in the chat. It's a type form link. So make sure to fill out that form if you are interested in joining a community after you complete the course, because the Discord won't be as active. Like you can definitely join the Discord, or you can definitely keep talking in them. Like we're not going to delete them, I think, but it's not, I feel like a lot of people aren't going to be active. Like we are not going to be active there. We're not going to be sharing resources and stuff and answering questions. So it's probably better if there was some kind of alumni community, which I'm trying to do. So fill out that form, please. Yeah, so it's just like your email and then like some questions about things you'd like to see and things like that. So it's super quick. Okay, now I'll move on to Q&A. So, okay, let me go back to my questions because there's a lot. Reminder, if you want to ask a question, like, you know, using your microphone and stuff, you can use the raise hand function. And here's the instructions for raising your hand on Zoom. Okay, so the next question is, are there companies that EntryLevel works with to employ recent graduates of this bootcamp? So we don't work, like we have access to all your portfolios and we do have like a network of companies, but like there's just so many people sometimes, you know, it's hard. But we do try to set you up for success. While we don't guarantee job placement, you can see here, like we have a job seeker kit, a reference letter. But if you want free versions, we have some job search help here. This workbook I made, I would say it's pretty helpful. So I'm going to link it in the chat again in case you missed it. So, but yeah, if you just type that in your browser, there's also a newsletter that we write now. I forgot to promote it. My coworkers are going to be so mad at me, but yeah, they basically write this newsletter. You can read through it and subscribe if you want, but chances are you've already been getting it. And that has some job tips and job opportunities in there. So we try our best to help, but like it's really hard to find employment for every single person. And that's why I also interview people who have used EntryLevel to get a job, because hopefully you can learn from that person and just, you know, figure out how to do it by yourself using their guidance. But of course, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn as well, and I'll try my best to help too. Okay, so somebody's asking, can we roll over the refund to pay for the next course? So yes, if you complete this program. So if you don't complete the program, then you don't get a refund. So you can't roll it over because we keep your money basically. But if you do complete the course, and you don't get the premium package, meaning you don't get premium certificate and all this, you do get a certificate, it just doesn't look as fancy. Then you can use that same refund money to enroll in another program. And then if you're done, then you can let us give your money for the premium package, but you don't have to, like, this is optional. Okay, so, oh, asking specifically for UX. Oh, then I love UX. I actually volunteer as a UX designer, like director of design. So at this point, it's probably just management. But I'm happy to help you if you have specific questions about jobs and like working in UX. I've collected so many resources just for UX, so feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm gonna leave it in the chat again. Yeah, so that's my LinkedIn. Feel free to connect with me. Okay, so I have to, okay, people are asking for my email again. So let me just, oh, here. Okay, let me scroll back up to other questions. Okay, so after submitting my portfolio, what should I do next to get the premium package? So there'll be a prompt somewhere and we will ask you, like, do you want to get the premium package? All you have to do is say yes, but that means you don't get your money back. You don't get your refund. So if you want a refund instead of all of this, then you should say no to the premium package. Okay, so someone says, I'm having a hard time finding information about VC. Oh no, your laptop got stolen. I'm so sorry to hear that. Completing the course on Android phone, limited with my research. I think there are a bunch of other people who are also doing the entire course on their phone. Some courses it's possible to, but like for courses like data analyst and UX designer, like it's definitely not really possible on your phone. If you're limited in your research, maybe you can email me. I'll try my best to help because I used to be a startup founder, but I didn't know anything about like finances and stuff. I don't think you really need to when you're a VC analyst, just in early stage startups. But yeah, I highly recommend everyone to look into startups and like starting your own product, by the way, because I learned so much about product management, UX design, like marketing, all of that just from starting my own product. It was super cool. And if you already took our product management class or like VC analyst, like you're in a good spot to like see a problem in your life, tackle it, and create a solution for it. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave my email in the chat again. Yeah, Jennifer@entrylevel.net. Okay, so let me go back to, is there a pass mark to get the entry-level certificate, or everyone who meets the deadline gets a certificate? Yeah, so this is on our website. It's not really pass-fail. As long as we see you made some attempt to answer everything, then you would just get a certificate. But don't copy other people. So like no plagiarism. Sometimes in the past, people just downloaded the template we give you and submitted that template. So don't do that because you won't get a certificate if you don't put some effort into it. You also need to like answer most of, like you have to have most of the portfolio requirements. It's okay if you don't have fancy graphs or anything, but I would still highly encourage you to try your best, especially if you want to show off your portfolio. I think some people shared theirs on Twitter and LinkedIn, and I was like so amazed. Their portfolios were beautiful and they had some great work in there. So if you want to show it to, like share it for potential recruiters to see, I would encourage you to put in your best effort. But either way, if your portfolio isn't the best, but it's complete, you still get a certificate. So you don't have to worry about making it look super nice unless you want to. Does it mean without opt-in premium, we won't get access to a certificate? No, you still get a certificate. So if you choose to get a refund after completing the program, you get a certificate. It just doesn't look this fancy. Like it doesn't have these badges and like our signatures and stuff. It's mostly just like your name and then the program you completed. And it's like pretty simple. Some people have shared it before on LinkedIn, but I see more people sharing this fancy looking one. In the past, I think somebody messaged me on Discord and they were like, oh, this certificate I got doesn't look as nice. I want to give you my money back and like upgrade to premium. So we had to like manually make sure they got the premium upgrade. So yeah, please decide early because it's a lot of work for us if you like change your mind, and we might not always be able to do it. Okay, so someone's asking, I went to the portfolio on the platform. It's just the designs without colors. Am I to leave mine also at that point, or can I go further to adding colors and images? If you have time, I encourage you to create a portfolio that you're truly proud of so you can share it with other people. So if you want to add colors and stuff, feel free to do so, because the examples we give, it's kind of like just bare minimum. You have to fill in a lot of this stuff. It's just to help you make the best portfolio you can. So yeah, I highly encourage you to go above and beyond if you have the time and if you want to put in the effort. Okay, so someone has access to the program through scholarship. Will you get your certificate if you complete and submit your portfolio? Yes. Don't worry, as long as you complete and you submit everything. There's 2 deadlines. One is the portfolio one. Okay, some of you guys are making me doubt if the deadlines written here are true, but basically there's 2 deadlines, one for portfolio deadline and one for peer review. So you have to meet both of those. And the peer review is just you looking at other people's portfolio and giving feedback. And you'll also give feedback on your portfolio as well. Same as if you have access to the program through financial aid. It's basically the same process. So how can we opt out of the refund commitment bond? I assume that's in reference to this premium package. So we'll basically ask you, but you have to submit your portfolio first, because this is only available to people who have completed the program. Because obviously you don't get a certificate if you don't complete the program. So worry about the portfolio first, and then you can say like, oh, I want the premium package. But getting the premium package means you don't get a refund. So if you're okay with not getting a refund, then by all means, you can go ahead with this. But if you'd rather have your refund, then you don't have to do the premium package, but then you wouldn't get all of this. Okay, so another question about financial aid. Yeah, if you got financial aid, you will still get your certificate if you complete and submit your portfolio. Don't worry, it's like the same process whether you got financial aid or not. I got a waiver, I'm gonna get the certificate. I'm not sure what the waiver means, but you'd only get the certificate if you finish the program. So if you get an extension and then you submit your portfolio at the end of the extension, you will probably get a certificate. But if you got it so that you change to the next cohort, you won't get it until you complete it at the next cohort. So I think the deadline for the next cohort is like, the deadline for portfolio submission for the next cohort is September or something. So you just like submit your portfolio by the deadline, and at some point you're gonna get the certificate. Oh, and a lot of people sometimes have questions because they're like, oh, my portfolio was like rejected or whatever. People said it sucked, but I think it's pretty good. Then you can email us at support@entrylevel.net and we'll look into your case specifically. So if you ever have a dispute or if you feel like something's not fair, just email us and we will get back to you about that. In the past, sometimes people were like, oh, like in the peer review, people were like, your portfolio gets a 0. But then we found that a lot of people were too harsh, and then we would like reverse the decision and then give you the certificate. But other times people email us and they're like, this is unfair, I submitted something, but then the thing they submitted was a blank sheet. So obviously you can't do anything if you don't put any effort into it, which is why I encourage you to put your best effort into your portfolio and submit it. Okay, so someone's asking, do people on scholarship also qualify for premium package? Yes, you do. So don't worry, if you have a scholarship, you will still have access to all of this. Someone's asking what's included in the job seeker kit. So there's like, I think it's a lot of Google Doc sheets, but basically it's like how to get an interview, like tips for interviews, And then there's like a resume kit. I don't know. I read it a while ago, but it was like a lot of stuff. This is more of like reading though. And if you want something that's more interactive, like a workbook, this one is available for free. And this one is like, what to put on your resume. We don't give you a resume template. The resume template is in the premium package, but we basically tell you like, this is how you should phrase things. And then there's like an interview thing using the STAR method. And then there's like things that you can fill out using your research on what industry you want to work in and what jobs would be perfect for you. So this one is a little bit more interactive, but this one for the premium package definitely has a lot more information. Okay, so I have another question about Discord. So if you're having trouble joining your team, at that point, sometimes it's like a Discord thing, like it's their issue that they won't verify you. So I'm not sure what more we can do there, but what you can do is probably email support@entrylevel.net or email me and I'll try my best to help. But to be honest, I don't really know anything about like data. So if you ask me a question about the data analyst course, I'm going to be kind of confused too. My areas of specialization are product management, UX designer, and growth or digital marketing. So if you have questions about that, feel free to email me at jennifer@entrylevel.net. Jennifer with 2 N's. Okay, yeah, so more questions about wanting the premium package. You will be asked after you submit your portfolio. So just wait till then. Work on your portfolio first. Okay, so some more questions about a job after the program. Yeah, like I said, we do have resources to help you, and people have gotten jobs after our programs, but it's not guaranteed to everyone. Hopefully you can understand, because a lot of our students, sometimes they don't complete the course, or like they plagiarize or submit blank documents, and it would be weird if it was like, hey, I paid you, so now you owe me a job. Like, no, you have to put in the work yourself, but we do try to set you up for success by giving you all these resources. All the resources here, like the workbook and these interviews, are free, by the way. So yeah, you can access this and like put in the work yourself. You can email me if you need more support. I'm jennifer@entrylevel.net. But like ultimately, like I think most things in life, you kind of have to put in the work yourself. Someone's asking, how long will it take to get the certificate after completion of the program? I believe it's like a few weeks to process everything, unless like you have a dispute. Like, for example, everybody rated your portfolio 0, so we like, you don't get a certificate, but then you email us saying that you actually put effort into it, and then we look into your case specifically. It might take you a while longer in that case, but for most people, it's like a few weeks after the deadlines. Okay, so some more questions about the premium package. I see that this is very attractive to a lot of people, which is good, but you can worry about this after you submit your portfolio. Like, we'll ask you, like, do you want your refund, or do you want us to keep your money and then you get the premium package? So in that case, that's when you would indicate you want the premium package instead of your refund. Okay, so if I'm unable to completely follow the steps shared in portfolio example, does that make my portfolio not to meet standard? It depends on what you mean, because we usually have a bullet point list of all the sections you have to include. If you include all the sections, then like it's probably okay, you'll get your certificate. But like some people, for example, for the product management program, sometimes there's like assumption mapping and there's a huge graph, but instead of making the graph, they just like type their stuff out. Like, I see they made some effort, so we would give them the certificate in that case. But if it's like you completely didn't do the assumption mapping, you didn't do a lot of the parts that we require on that list, then you probably wouldn't get it, because you still have to do all the stuff on the list. Well, most of the things on the list. Okay, a payment waiver premium package. I think you would have to email the support team, but I would say like focus on your portfolio first and then see if the option to get premium shows up for you. If it doesn't and you still want premium, just contact us at support@entrylevel.net. Okay, so someone's asking how recognized is the premium certificate? We get a lot of people sharing it on LinkedIn, Twitter, like all their social media. So I would say it's like, you know, gaining popularity, but I would like EntryLevel is not as big as Coursera. One day we dream we will be, but right now, like not a lot of people know about EntryLevel. So hopefully if you like spread the word about EntryLevel to, you know, like different companies and to your friends, maybe one day we will be famous like Coursera. So I would say like right now it's not super recognized, but to be honest, in my opinion, it's not really about the certificate. Like it's nice as a validation for your work, but what's more important is the stuff that you learned and your experience. I talked to a lot of recruiters and like mentors in the past, and they all talk about how it's about your skills and the good work that you can do. And that's why I was saying you should put your best foot forward when it comes to your portfolio, because like, you know, you show off your work, and if you have good work, at some point you're going to get hired. Okay, so somebody's asking about a recording of this session, then yes, it will be emailed out to everybody. So just make sure to check your email from like for an email from EntryLevel, because I'm going to send a bunch of resources as well as a recording. Okay, so somebody's asking, after the program and getting certificate, can I get to update portfolio with EntryLevel? If you update your portfolio after you complete the program, you can update your portfolio and then like share it yourself, but like you don't have to submit it to us. Like you can tag us on social media if you want. I would love to see it, but like there's not really much that we can do. We would just like look at it and be like, that's great. You don't have to like submit anything, worry about deadlines. It's all like, if you want to revise it, it's up to you to do it and up to you to share it. You don't have to like share it with us or anything if you don't want to. Okay, so someone's saying amazing effort by the team. That's awesome. Yes, the replay will be available, so don't worry. And I'm always happy to help personally where I can. I think I left my email in the chat, so if you want to connect with me and talk about like career stuff, let me know, because I've had some experience in like career and education space with my previous startup and now with EntryLevel, so just let me know. For the job search workbook, there's none available for Scrum Master. Yeah, I only made them for our most popular programs. But I think for Scrum Master, you can download the product management one. That one's my favorite because it teaches you how to turn your job search into like a product that you manage. So I think you should download that one. A lot of the tips there will be applicable for Scrum Master as well. And actually for every job search, to be honest, because it's just teaching you how to research the industry you're interested in, resume tips and interview tips. The examples are more related to product, but you can just probably ignore the examples. Yes, I did mention that the course will not be accessible if you complete the course but take the refund. Yes, so if you don't finish it, basically if you give us your money, you get access to the course after. But if you get the refund, then you will lose access to course content. Yeah, so that's why continued access to course content is part of the premium package. But to be honest, if you have the time, like in the past, I just took a lot of notes and kept the notes instead of like getting access to course content. But if you didn't have time to do that and you want updates on all future course content updates, like we're always improving our courses based on the feedback forms that you fill out. So all the improvements and updates you will get access to. But that's only if you let us keep your money, basically. Okay, so for the peer review, does one have to review portfolio of every other candidate or just one? I believe it's minimum like 3 to 5. There is a badge, like a special badge that looks like this if you review a lot of portfolios. So if you're wanting a badge, you can review more if you'd like. except the badges are only available on the premium certificate. So if you end up getting a refund, then like even if you would have qualified for a badge, it doesn't show on your certificate. So that's just a heads up there. Usability test plan. Okay, so this is a more program specific question. If you want me to walk you through it, just email me. I can send you a Calendly link and we can hop on a call and go through it in detail. I actually just conducted a bunch of usability testing for my volunteer organization, and it was super fun, super cool to see all the details that people were saying. Oh, and I also had a programs page redesign. So if you're interested in getting more design experience or product experience, hold on, I'm gonna try and find the link for you. But basically I did this challenge where you can redesign our programs page with us. And it was like, I showed you all the heat maps and all the data that we had, and then you come up with your own wireframe and solutions. So that's if you want practice, because like I already redesigned the page. So I made a PowerPoint for that. I'm gonna try to find the link. This is more for like product managers, UX designers, or like anybody who is interested in that. So here's the PowerPoint that I made, and then you just have to fill in that PowerPoint. It was a super cool experience. Okay. During the peer review, what are the consequences of criticizing others' work? Like I encourage you to criticize people, like make it nice, but like you can still, there's like not really any consequences. Sorry, I have to charge my headset. There's not really any consequences, so feel free to criticize, especially if they just submitted a blank document or like they plagiarized. There's not really consequences. I think peer review is very useful because in the workplace, you're always giving and receiving feedback. So getting some experience, giving and receiving feedback is really good, because that's basically all you do in the workplace. We actually had an interview with Alexa. So if you go to go.entrylevel.net/interviews, Alexa had, like, she was so wise. She was talking about how you shouldn't be afraid to fail. You shouldn't be afraid to be criticized because you're always learning from it. So as long as you're learning, you're growing and becoming a better person, and that's what's important. So don't be afraid about criticizing people or being criticized, because that's how you can improve. So if you want to hear more of Alexa's wisdom, just go to this interviews link, which I will put in the email and also link in the chat here. Okay, awesome. So next question, how recognized is entry-level certificate globally? So, I mean, maybe ask your friends if they've heard of us. A lot of people do share their certificates on LinkedIn and they tag us. But like globally, I would say we don't have as much of a presence here in Canada where I am. And then like some other places, we don't have as much of a presence. So if you want us to be like the next Coursera, please share us with your friends. There is a special referral code. Maybe I can do a quick demonstration. Here, let me exit edit this. So if you go to app.entrylevel.net, and then you go here and you click refer a friend, you can get your next experience for free. So you just have to copy this code. Everybody has a unique code, so please don't look at, oh, I can't even cover it. So don't look at this code. You have your own code, and then if you invite 5 friends, then we'll let you know and you can get the next experience for free. So make sure to share us with your friends. And yeah. Okay, so someone's asking, I'm supposed to make some corrections on my task. Do you think I don't need to, since I'll be submitting my portfolio? You can make the corrections, like, because the portfolio is just a combination of all of your tasks, right? So you can make those corrections and then just submit it in the portfolio like that. Yeah, I would always encourage you make the portfolio the best that you can. Just because if you're going to share it in the future, you can like try to get it in front of some recruiters. You can point to it in an interview, and like, you know, you always want to put your best foot forward and show everyone your best work, because that's basically what a portfolio is. It's just for entry level. We're not looking for your best work. As long as you like, yeah, it says here, as long as you don't copy and you attempt most of the portfolio qualifications, you'll get a certificate. It's just, I encourage you to go above and beyond, because if you share it with recruiters, like it obviously should be your best work. Okay, someone's saying, when I share it with my friends, do I get the next cohort free? You have to share it with 5 friends, and then those 5 friends has to like basically pay the commitment bonds. But what's nice is if your 5 friends pay the commitment bond, you don't have to pay the commitment bond, and then you can get the premium package if you want. But then your 5 friends, once you like study together, at the end, they can get a refund. So it could be free for everybody involved because everyone can get a refund, but you have to like complete the program. You only get a refund if you complete the portfolio and everything. And I think this is nice because if your 5 friends all take a program together, then you can motivate each other. And if you have questions, you can answer them for each other. So that's what I like about this. So I encourage you to just go to your profile and then click on refer a friend. And then all the details are here, and you just copy this link and like send it in a big WhatsApp group chat or like a Telegram group chat, and yeah, just share it everywhere. Some people shared it on social media as well. Okay, so I don't think we have any more questions. Oh, who is Chris? Sorry, that's her guest account. So just like ignore this. This is who I'm logged in as, because yeah. Okay, so saying if you don't join a group, how can you review portfolio? Okay, so oops. Yeah, this is a fake account, so just ignore the name Chris. So this is the Teams stuff. If you don't join the Discord, it's fine. We basically assign you a portfolio to review. It'll show up here. If you scroll all the way down, there's like review a peers portfolio. It's just gonna show up here. So it's fine if you don't join a team or you don't join Discord. All you have to do is go here. Okay, so someone's asking, how do we get it reviewed by someone who's proficient in the topic so we get feedback that's meaningful? I would say peer feedback is also meaningful, but if you want like professional feedback, I would say like I would be happy to give you feedback, except I'm not super proficient in data. You can also reach out to mentors. So like if you're in design, you can go to adplist.org. And then you can find somebody here who will give you feedback. I think for other stuff, you might just have to do some code outreach on LinkedIn. There is somebody who had advice on how to do code outreach and get mentors. We also have tips on how to find mentors in our Level Up newsletter. So if you search your email inbox for Level Up, we had a bunch of stuff for advice. So yeah, Level Up here. For VC analysts, yeah, I think Twitter is where you can go. Just check our email because I'm going to link the Twitter threads from the VC program, and then maybe you can ask some of the people there. But yeah, it's just very hard to get experts to review the portfolio of every single student in every single one of our programs. So you kind of have to like go out there and find a mentor on your own. But we have a lot of resources, like here's how you connect with anyone on LinkedIn, you know, biggest mistakes for people finding mentors. And then like, you know, this is written by our CEO and founder, by the way. He has a lot of knowledge. He's like the smartest person I've ever worked with. So I highly recommend reading some of his writing here. He has really good advice. And then here, Ati is somebody who I interviewed. And then here's like a bunch of resources and templates for how to reach out to mentors and get feedback from them. And then this is the stuff that she used to get her job. And you can find a transcript here. Okay, perfect. So somebody wants a recorded version. Yes, don't worry. You will get a recording. Recording will be emailed. So don't worry if you join halfway or if you miss some things. All the recordings will be emailed to everybody who's currently in the program. So just be sure to check your email I'm gonna send it out maybe later this afternoon, but my coworkers are off because it's their weekend right now. It's Friday for me, but it's Saturday in Australia. So I would say if you're confused about the deadline date, sorry, you can just go to app.entrylevel.net, log in, click on whichever experience you're enrolled in, and then like obviously the June one is outdated, but if you go to missions, and then it should have all the details here. Awesome. Yeah, so hopefully all the resources provided were helpful. I'm going to email everything out to you as well, so just check that email from me. Other than that, I think that is everything for today. So I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day. If you have more questions that weren't answered, you can put in the Discord or email support@entrylevel.net. Okay. Also expect an email from us with all the resources. You can just reply to that email if you have a question. Maybe that's easier for you. But program specific questions, yeah, again, just go on Discord or email us at support@entrylevel.net. So to the person on the iPhone, can we get results of the quiz? I'm not sure what quiz. Oh, the quiz on the, yeah, just email support@entrylevel.net and we can see what we can do. Yeah, so when in doubt, just email us, which are our best to help. But I don't think we will respond to your email until like Monday because all my coworkers are off for the weekend. So you can just email me personally as well if you have specific career search questions. So Jennifer@entrylevel.net. Awesome. So glad that you found everything helpful. Ooh, somebody raised their hand. So yes, hello, you can ask a question.
Hello, good evening from Nigeria. Thank you very much, Jennifer. An awesome presentation there, which I believe will really help a lot of us. My name is Olufunmilola from Nigeria. I'm on for the Scrum Master program, and I think it is actually worth attending. Thank you very much. Please, I would like to ask, because I know Tuesday 16th is the last day, for the submission deadline. And if you look at the time frame, it's quite different. Like now you are in Saturday already. So what happens to us in Nigeria? That's my question. Thank you.
Yeah, so I think it's the time zones that are different because it might be Saturday for you, but it's like Friday for me. So you just have to double check the time zone conversion. And wait, did that answer your question? Or yeah, let me ask you. Oh no, you might have to raise your hand again so I can unmute you because I don't know if that answered your question. Yes, there you go.
All right, like I said, I want to know because now you are telling us that today is Saturday in Australia and it's a Friday in Nigeria now, Friday evening.
Yeah.
Yes, this is about 5 p.m. Friday, on Friday, Nigerian time. So if we have to submit on Tuesday, the deadline, does that mean that it has to be your time, Australian time?
Yeah, so all the submissions are UTC. We don't use Australian time because we understand we have students from all over the world. So just look at the deadline. It'll say like 11:59 p.m. UTC. So all you have to do is Google like what that time is in Nigeria, and then that would be the deadline. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Of course, happy to help. Thanks for asking the question. Okay, I think that was one of the last questions. So thank you so much, everyone, for attending. It was lovely, as usual, to talk to all of you. Again, if you'd like to connect with me, I left my LinkedIn somewhere in the chat. But if you search Entry-Level Jennifer, it's probably me. Yeah, it was awesome chatting with all of you. Hope you guys have good luck on your portfolio. I believe in you. You can do it. Just use this weekend to finish everything. All right. Perfect. Have a good weekend, everyone. I'm going to end the meeting now.